Hi guys, what is good? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Georgie and I am a mummy to a very gorgeous little boy who's 11 months old, nearly a year, which is actually crazy, very crazy to me. As you would have seen by the title, these are the mistakes I made as a first-time mum. And I just wanted to share them with you. For those that are becoming mums, that have been mums and just want some entertaining content to watch, then hello, I'm here. I'm going to do pretty much vlogs all the time, but every so often I do want to throw in a video just chatting to you guys and just with any tips or advice I can give. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I am just a mum getting by. But I think sometimes that's the best advice, is from people who actually genuinely want the best for other mums, and that is me, to be honest with you. Like, I just want everyone to have as good an experience as they can do, and to be honest, it's not easy. It is not easy. And I've said, like, from the offset now for this year, I just want to be real, raw, authentic with you guys and just tell you how it actually is. Obviously, I always disclose I love being a mum. I absolutely adore it. I wouldn't change it for the world, and that is hand on heart, sincere. There are definitely hard times and you'll see that throughout my videos. I just want it to be real and raw. But mistakes I made as a first time mum, I think the first one that I have to address, definitely taking on way too much advice. Like, I know I'm sat here and giving you some, but I think you just have to take it with a pinch of salt, everything. And what I mean by that is there's so much information that can be thrown at you. You don't actually know what's going to work for you. And when you're pregnant, for example, who's that? Sorry, the front door went. As you do. I think my first biggest advice would be take every bit of information you get with a pinch of salt. Just because it's information from someone genuine doesn't mean it will be the right information for you. And I think for me, I had so many people around me saying, this is how you should do it, this is the best thing, try this, try this, try this, try this. Although that is good and really helpful, sometimes it can be a huge distraction from just trying it yourself. It's always good to suggest things. I'm not saying people stop suggesting it, but I'm just saying, as the person who's taking in the information, choose what you take in wisely. For example, get a walker, highly recommend. No, for example, I was told, don't co-sleep. Just gonna keep cracking out noises. This is the reality of motherhood. I can't even film in peace. But yeah, I was told don't co-sleep. Co-sleeping is terrible. It's not safe. There's so much. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this with a straight face. I didn't even mean to co-sleep, so me and Dave bought a Moses basket for a child, and he was in there for about a month and a bit. And then one day, it's really bad, again, not recommending it, but I fell asleep with Kai on my chest. I was absolutely exhausted. I'd obviously taken a lot, postpartum, etc, etc. But anyway, the reality was I fell asleep with Kai on my chest. Now, I woke up that next morning and it was the best night's sleep I'd ever had. Now, I'm not here telling you to sleep with your baby on your chest. Don't do that. That was obviously a mistake. It was obviously something that I thought, uh-oh. But I just felt, when he was close to me, it just felt really natural. It felt really unnatural to me to put him in a Moses basket. Again, this is just what worked for me. But I felt really on edge because I was told you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, it's really bad. But there is such thing as safe co-sleeping. Again, I'm not trying to promote this to you, you've just got to do what works for you, but I'm just trying to tell you that you don't have to take every bit of advice. Just take it at face value and then decide what you want to do with it, really. But for me, I mean, I'm not co-sleeping anymore, or we're trying not to. We're sort of in that stage where we're going from his cot to co-sleeping. But you've got to look at it like this, right? Most mums, and when I say most mums, I'm talking, let's talk the animal kingdom, for example. Most animals, their first instinct is to stay and nurture the child. whether that's a cub, whether, like, do you know what I mean? So I'm talking like, say it's a lion. A lioness keeps her cub close. She sleeps with them. Gorillas sleep with them. Everybody keeps their babies close to them, except for the weird ones that like eat their child. But anyway, that's a whole different story for planet Earth. All I'm saying is that. But honestly, I think Kai is super comfortable. He's really advanced. I don't know if that's part of co-sleeping or what, or anyway, and that's irrelevant because they all end up at the same pace anyway. But my point is, do what works for you. I've had the best night's sleep when I'm co-sleeping with him, and I was told don't do it. So that's what I mean by take every bit of advice with a pinch of salt. Another mistake I made, I would hold my hands up to, and I think Dave would also say this is the case, is not asking for help when I need it. Waiting until it's kind of too late, I'm at breaking point. For example, I was, let me just put a bottle in his mouth, at times at breaking point. And what I mean by that is I would be doing everything myself. That's no disrespect to Dave, he was doing a lot as well, but I would be trying to do everything myself, but then being sort of way too tired to do it all. And instead of just outright asking for help, I'd be super snappy at him. And that wasn't anything he did. And genuinely, he didn't do anything in that moment. It was just a case of I expected so much from him, but I also didn't remember that I needed to look after myself first. To be able to look after a baby, you really need to look after yourself. And I think I'm 11 months in now, and I would say now I've actually got it kind of together with that mentally. Maybe not physically, but I'm there mentally. And I know that like I'm back at the gym, I'm eating better, I'm just in such a better mindset to look after the baby. And that is genuinely down to asking for help, saying, look, I need a timeout. And that doesn't necessarily mean just giving the baby off and that's it. For example, I will call my friend who's also got a baby and say, look, do you want to do something? Or she'll message me saying, do you want to do something? And we know in those moments, more than likely, I mean, we're both homebodies, but more than likely it's because we both decide we need help to help each other, to be around people that are in the same environment, to understand, to vent, to just get things off your chest. And I think it's okay to ask for help. So that is definitely up there with mistakes that I made initially that I wouldn't make again. Feeding and sleeping is definitely up there with mistakes that I maybe made. I think I got really hung up on that he needed to be fed this much, he needed to sleep this much. There was a routine that I needed to follow. Anyone that knows me and follows this channel knows I am not a routine follower. I never have been in life. I'm here, there and everywhere. I don't work well with the routine. I don't work well with being told what to do or any form of structure. I like to be a bit all over the place and then structured in very small elements of my life. And the reason I say this is because I know mums that couldn't breastfeed, that felt ashamed. Don't, please don't. I've done both. I've breastfed and bottle fed, and trust me, now I'm at a stage where I'm 11 months in and I don't even know how to stop breastfeeding, because I'm like, like how do I even stop this, because now he's got an attachment to it, blah 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 blah. You don't have to go through any of that, trust me. There are obviously pros and cons to both, but I would say don't put extra pressure on yourself. Don't do it. It's the worst thing. I googled everything at like 3 a.m. in the morning, like should I be breastfeeding at this time, should I feed my baby, how much should I do of both? Like your brain's already doing a lot anyway. Trust your gut more than anything. Like your baby, you'll start to see signs as time goes on. And I think it's funny because when they're a newborn, you think it's the hardest stage, but actually it's not. It's genuinely probably one of the easiest stages, but because you're just understanding the baby, especially as a new mum, you're just understanding the baby, you're not really sure like their cues, what they're after, what they need. That's why it's hard. But actually the reality is they eat, sleep and poo. That's pretty much it. I always said it was the 4 B's. It was burping, breast or bottle, bed and bum. They are the 4 B's that you need to know about, and that's all you need to do to survive for this baby. Especially at that age. And I won't talk for ages on this, but parenting choices I think is a big one. It's really hard to know how you'll be as a parent until you have a child. I thought I would be the parent that is like, if they fell over, I'd be like, no, get up, you'll be fine. I'm not that at all. I thought I would be, and my personality would say I'd be that, but I really am like, oh, is he falling over? Is he all right? Genuinely, you don't know your parenting choices until you're a parent, and that is the reality of it. So don't put pressure on yourself beforehand that you need to be a certain way. Do what works for you. As long as the baby is safe, happy and healthy, that is all that genuinely matters. However you... Really? Do you want some more bot? Yeah, as long as your baby is those 3 things, then that's all you've got to work on, because a happy baby comes from a happy household, a healthy baby comes from a healthy household. Just trust your instinct. I think that's the biggest thing I can say as a parent, is you will get, especially as a mum, you get a natural instinct. Trigger warning. For example, Kai today choked on this piece of plastic. They will find anything and everything, and babies are genuinely designed by God to actually try and kill themselves. I'm pretty sure of it, right? My baby did have a choking hazard today. He started like wheezing, and then it was like silent coughs. It was horrendous. Started changing colour. I've got him upside down, patting him on the back. Luckily I was in the same room as him, because sometimes I leave him alone in his playpen. Always got the camera on him, always watched him, but do you know what I mean? So I was next to him, could see him wheezing, could see him choking, was like, what the heck is going on? Anyway, he was then sick, so I thought, okay, great, all good, back up, that's fine. Turns out that he then got it back into his mouth. It was then stuck to the roof of his mouth. So I'm trying to like work out what the heck is going on. This is being a parent, and this is why you've just got to trust your instinct. In that moment, I knew I've got to give him back blows. I've got to get it up. Whatever's in his mouth, I've got to get it out. There's still something in his mouth. No person could ever teach you how to be a parent. Like, they can give you information, but they can't teach you, because every baby is different, every person is different, and you've just got to do what works for you, to be honest with you. If you're a first-time mum watching, just please know this: you are not failing, you're learning. Every mistake that's made, part of becoming the mum your baby needs, and you're doing better than you think. I haven't got everything right, trust me, I haven't. But I've showed up every day with love, and I think that's one of the most important things that you can do. In the end, that is all that really matters. And also, I think, just to finalise it all, I think one day I actually just realised that mistakes aren't mistakes when it comes to parenting. Mistakes are just really moments of love, they're moments of growth, they're moments to learn. They're really like, yeah. I'd do it all again for this little boy, trust me. I tried to make that not as long, but it probably me going on forever anyway. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more crazy content with me and my little gremlin. Love him. Bye.